Hey everyone, Nubkeks here. Welcome back to the Road to Grandmaster. Another Infernal Shrines games. I know we've had a few Infernal Shrines games recently. That's a bit of a tongue twister. This is the last one of the season. And we are going to be playing Diablo on this particular map, and you're going to see why. I think it ends up being a pretty much perfect draft for picking Diablo. You'll see that as we go a bit further here. Tastar is banned out first. Lots of good heroes in Infernal Shrines. That's actually part of why I think there's been quite a few Infernal Shrines videos, is that there's quite a nice variety of heroes that you can play on this map. Whereas I tend to, let's say for like Battlefield of Eternity, I pick Vala like every single time I can. Like there's no variety when I play in BOE. I'm just like, I always want Vala. Pretty much no exceptions. So yeah, that does cut down a little bit on this types of games I can bring you all. But oh well. Oh well. One more Infernal Shrines map won't kill us, probably, hopefully. First pick is open. There's lots of good stuff to go. Ragnar's being removed. Obviously, great solo laner. Has Molten Core to defend the structures. Even can use Molten Core to secure the shrine itself. It's good for about, I don't know, 15 to 20. Excuse me, skeleton defenders usually. It can be very, very strong. Go for a first pick Falstad, which is kind of unusual, honestly. Then both of our teammates wanting to play Grey main. The team captain locks it in first. I'm fine with that, to be honest with you. The enemy team has grabbed ETC and Lucio. I think they're two very, very good first picks. So I was kind of scared at this point, to be honest. I was kind of very scared. Like ETC and Lucio, they're very strong. I think Lucio is probably actually the best support in the game. I think he's overtaken Malf, in my opinion, as being the best. On many maps anyway, probably most maps. Then ETC, probably the best warrior as well. So definitely pretty intimidating. Right here to start things off, we grabbed Greymane and Kelthis. Never good to have all your damage dealers right from the start, but at least they're fairly varied. We are going to be a squishy team. So you can see that. You can see looking at teammates and I kind of move over to picking Johanna. Basically Johanna, very safe, very tanky. I will be able to protect what is looking like quite a hefty backline so far. Kelthis and Falstad are full-on backline. Then Greymane is kind of like half backline. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I'm surprised they didn't ban out like Muradin. I suppose they know that like there's a couple of other good warriors on this map. Like Johanna is quite good in Infernal Shrines. And the Diablo who we're going to pick is quite good as well. So possibly he just went AFK, or why they didn't ban out Malf either. That's another big question mark, a very large question mark in fact. Why not ban out Malf, who is the second best support? Put us on. I mean, Rhaegar's still really good and works well with Greymane, but it's a bit unusual. Alrighty, so they grabbed Gul'dan. Again, insanely strong in this map. The wave clear he brings is great, and then the shrine clear that he brings is fantastic as well. He can easily clear out the shrine while also stack his quest on those shrine points. I think he's super strong at this map. I've been playing a lot of Gul'dan Infernal Shrines actually. And then they go for Nazeebo as well. And this is what prompts me to actually change my pick. And see, I instantly switch over to Diablo. I'm like, yep, Diablo's looking pretty good now. I'm definitely liking the look of Diablo. We lock in Rhaegar as well. So we're going to be pretty light in the healing department, but we might be able to manage. But yeah, Diablo, what does Diablo do well? Well, fundamentally, as I've seen a lot of people mispick Diablo. Diablo, he's really good on maps where there's a lot of laning, so he can build up his souls. So, for example, not very good on Battlefield of Eternity or Haunted Mines, because you don't spend much time in the lanes. He's going to be good in Infernal Shrines because we are by the lanes quite often. I mean, even when you're fighting over a shrine, there's often a lane right beside it. Also, I think classically his best map would probably be Dragonshire because there's so much time going between the lanes. He's also very good at ganking, particularly when there's walls nearby, so we're going to be good at ganking into the shrines. He has some semi-decent, like okay-ish wave clear. And with his W, it's a bit of extra damage. He's good with choke points with Apocalypse or Lightning Breath. Infernal Shrines is classically a pretty decent Diablo map now. The rework that came a little while back now. He used to be really, really freaking good at Infernal Shrines. He's not quite as good on this map now as he was before, but he's better on other maps, I think. But yeah, and also, Soul Shield at level 7. When we've got 100 souls, and then proportionate to each soul we have as well, like scaling downwards if we got less. You get 25 spell armor though at 100 souls, so 25% reduced ability damage. So that's part of why I picked Diablo, right? I need something big, something tanky, something with CC, because we've got like this big squishy team, so I need to be like tanky enough on my own. I need to bring some CC and lockdown. And if you look at what they've got, they picked up Gul'dan and Nazeebo, both ability damage heroes, slow ability damage heroes. Perfect for Diablo with Soul Shield to deal with. I'm also going to grab Bulwark at the start of this game. I normally prefer Devil's Due quite a lot. But yeah, looking at their team, right? Both Gul'dan and Nazeebo are going to be very, very slow damage, right? They're slow damage over time. So I was kind of looking at this. You can see me considering it actually in this game. But yeah, Bulwark is what I grab in the end. I'm almost certain. And the reasoning behind this was, well, hey, you know, if I jump into the enemy team, having armor for 4 seconds instead of 2 seconds will be extremely relevant because Nazeebo spiders, Gul'dan's dots and all the Gul'dan, like, it's just very sustained, slow damage. So the extra time with bonus armor is going to get tons of value here. Tons of value here. So that was basically the idea with that, is that I'm going to be very tanky. Not only will I have to straight up 25 spell armor once I hit level 7 and I got all my souls, I'll also be able to dive in, have another 25 armor for 4 seconds. So basically, they're going to have very little damage they can actually do to me. I mean, Zeratul also does quite a chunk of spell damage. Most heroes do quite a chunk of spell damage, so we're going to be pretty strong against him as well. I'm still playing pretty passive at the start because Falstat's already left. Okay, Zeratul's up top too. You can see I kind of taking a peek at that, keeping an eye on it. I'm going to come down and join my team. It's actually slow rotating down, which means I miss an entire wave of souls, which is pretty bad actually. It's definitely a mistake. Try to keep an eye on rotations and so on. Falstat's actually in some trouble. Oh, not in some trouble. Falstat's in more than some trouble. Falstat dead. He dead. he is not alive anymore. It's the very definition of in trouble. Looks like Rhaegar rotating up to soak and finds his Zeratul in the brush. He might die too. No, he's okay. They're actually winning that fight. Cool. You can see trying to keep an eye on all this stuff. Do make it down in time for most of these souls, which is nice. And clear this wave out and then rotate back towards the middle. But yeah, you're going to see... So sure, I missed the first wave down bottom. Mistake. Because trying to concentrate on what was happening on the map. But yeah, in theory, like certainly at the start of Infernal Shrines, you're kind of rotating between middle and bottom constantly. Or you should be, really. Solo laner up top. This is the furthest lane away. And that's like a whole bunch of souls that you can build up very, very quickly. And then bring those to the shrine fight. So right here, unfortunately, I have to like scout out the enemy team. It's just more useful in this case to get vision and slow down the enemy rotation up towards top than it would be to actually come in and do this. It's pretty good positioning from Lucio there, actually. I couldn't stun him against a wall because of the angle. I was kind of hoping my teammates coming up from the south would scare him to the top, but he knew that if he went northwards, he would get stunned, so pretty smart play from him. Good player. Gul'dan, though, way overextended. We're going to flip him back into the team as well, and Gul'dan goes down. That's an easy first blood, or is it first? It's not first blood, but easy first kill for me in terms of my involvement in the game. Rhaegar takes a bit of damage with nothing too bad. Dash in, get a bit of a... It didn't actually trigger the stun, we weren't quite close enough. But nice chunk of armor for us, and we're good to go. You can see I'm working on the wave, and also vision of the enemy team at the same time here. Right, my teammates are clearing out the shrine just fine. I don't add all that much. Whereas if I clear the wave, not only does it keep tabs on where the enemy team is, it also pushes the wave forwards, which slows down their entrance into this portion of the map. And it also gets me some souls, so it's kind of like a win-win situation. It's complete. Again, I'm fairly safe against the enemy team. They don't have all that much to use against me. Right here, I'm being pretty cautious. We're so far ahead, we basically have this shrine won, so we don't want to like just screw it up by taking a risky engage. We want to go for like fairly safe and slow engages. Like as you see, we pick it up no problem at all. And again, still soaking the souls. And I mean, we're just over 3 minutes into the game and we're already at 60 souls, so we're stacking up pretty quickly. And there you go, we're up to 70 now. Again, with the Punisher as well, because it wipes out minion waves, it does stack them up pretty fast too. So that's nice all around. We take out the front wall, looking for perhaps maybe a pick or something. Not going to get it. We should get, yeah, we get an extra tower, which is nice. So that's a pretty successful first Punisher, particularly for this early in the game. Falstad, in the meantime, is soaking. Actually finds his Zeratul. Lucky him. Or Zeratul find him. But Falstad does survive. In fact, Falstad wins. Falstad's baiting Zeratul in. He might die, though. Yeah. Is it still a bait if you die because of it? I don't know. I guess so. He went a little bit too ham anyway. Now we've got Soul Shield, and this is fantastic. So right now, 4 minutes into the game, we've got 4,500 HP. We've got almost 25 spell armor, and whenever we use Q, we're going to get 25 armor on top of that. Going up against a slow, ability damage focused team, we're basically invincible at this point, or almost invincible. Like we're just like so insanely tanky. You can see our health bar compared to ETC's. Like look at that, right? And on top of that, we've got all these armor things that he doesn't have. It's pretty disgusting. It's pretty disgusting. And that's what Diablo does so well. The other time, oh yeah, so not only Bulwark at level 1, I also go for From the Shadows at level 4, which improves the cast range of our Q by 40%. It's just really nice for getting like the right angles for your stuns. I think it's fantastic. You can see this Lucio is being annoying. He knows exactly what he's doing. Taunting me. Taunting me, the jerk. Oh, we maybe could have got him there, but again, a nice Q from Lucio knocks us back. Perfectly timed. The dude's pretty good. He's their team captain, I'm pretty sure. So he's good. But yeah, I like that at level 4. All the level 4 talents are pretty strong, to be honest with you. I like this one from the Shadows the best. Now, the sad thing is that we don't have as much mana as we'd like to, because we don't have Devil's Due, which like massively increases the healing and mana return from health globes. So I'm going to wait here in this brush, just again, scanning stuff out, looking for people. Might be out of position. We can see Zeratul there, for example. Hello, friend. Oh, that's not good. So right there, I'm going to take a chunk of damage right here. Again, it doesn't even end up being that significant, which is nice. But the idea there was to catch Zeratul and then stun him against that bottom left wall. Now, unfortunately, as I went for the stun, he blinked. So it actually, we charged him into his tower, which is not good. In fact, our level 4 increased range on the stun working against us in that situation. But yeah, that was what was going on there. We dive in on the Zeratul. I was hoping to do a little bit of extra damage. He does make it out alive. We're still ahead in terms of the shrine, and it's looking pretty good for us. Paying attention to our Q cooldown is one of the biggest things here. If we can catch someone against a wall, like a good target against a wall. Right here we're going in aggressively to zone them out more so than anything. As you can see, like they're hitting us and they're doing very little damage. It's a risky move what I did there, but it does pay off in the end. Slightly. Again, we didn't trigger the stun on Gul'dan, which was a little bit of a problem. But we're well ahead in terms of the shrine, and it works out. Like you can just see how, like I think the crucial thing about this match, or at least like for the Diablo pick in this match, was just how well it's working in terms of the tankiness. It's kind of crazy. I was trying to Q the wall there. Apparently, if you Q zombie wall, it does not work. It looks like Greymane just killed like about 5 million people with his heroic, which is nicely done. And that's a good solid lead for us. Yeah, go for the throat. He got one reset. I think he got killed with the base one, and then he got a reset. So that's nice. Well played by him. Looking for a stun here on ETC. This looks good. Okay, we didn't actually get the stun. We're just missing it slightly every time, but we do like overpower him back in. He gets stunned by the Punisher, then a beautiful follow-up by Kael'thas. Locks him down and gets us a kill. That's the sort of play that you can make with the From the Shadows thing. Again, I've been misjudging it. That's like 2 times I've misjudged with ETC in particular in this game in terms of landing this stun against the wall. It's just been a little bit short. That's something I could work on. But yeah, fairly standard. It's also going to open us up to additional sort of Q talents at level 13 and 16, and we'll come to those when we get there. Level 10, both heroics are actually really good. Apocalypse is a standard one, which makes runes that explode after 1.75 seconds and do 1.75 seconds stun, which is very impactful. Lightning Breath is also very good. In this case, though, I mean, we just want more CC. We want more zoning and lockdown because we do have ultimately a squishy team. That's a big fear. I'm not sure what the theory was there. I'm going to pop Apocalypse on this point. Gust comes slightly later than we would have wanted, but it's not the end of the world. We're doing a ton of damage here. Kael'thas is just wailing away on this ETC over the wall. It's kind of funny. Eventually they go down. It wasn't a great fight for them to pick. And yeah, we walk away ahead. And we only got 1 kill. It looked like we should probably get more, but we didn't. It was close, though. It was close. Which we got the 1 kill. The VP was kind of crucial for the enemy team, locking down Falstad and Greymane, I think, which helped them sort of escape and survive. Nice knockback by ETC. Means I'm not going to be able to kill him. And Devastating Charge, a quest talent here at level 13. Whenever we hit a hero against terrain, it's going to do 5% of their max HP as damage. And then each time we do that, it's a quest. We can do it 5 times for the quest, and we get an additional 2% damage total. So when that quest is completed, we're going to do 15% max HP damage whenever we queue someone into terrain, which is huge damage. It'll be very nice at bursting people down. And then a preview level 16, going to get Domination, which is whenever we use Overpower, which is our E ability, we refresh the cooldown of our Q. So we're going to be able to synergize that very nicely. Very, very nicely. And get some pretty big damage down with that. And not to mention some pretty good crowd control, displacement, all that good stuff. Sidestep that from the Nazeebo Q. They're looking for a big engage here. They might regret that. Able to Q over... no, we're not. We got knocked... I didn't catch what happened right there. Oh, well. For ETC. It's an interesting engage by the enemy team. It didn't quite work out for them. Okay, we got a VP coming out. Good Ancestral. Very good Ancestral from our Rhaegar. Nicely timed. And Q goes down into the wall. Does, as you saw, massive chunk of HP just disappears. Bad Apocalypse. I saw the Gargantuan come down and I was worried about like a re-engage or something, so I threw out the Apocalypse to scare it off, but that was actually a bad one. It didn't do anything, it was a waste, none of it hit. So bad Apocalypse that time. But yeah, it's a difficult ability to make use of at higher levels of play in terms of the thing that people will sidestep it, whereas at lower levels they'll just stand in it and all get stunned. But we can certainly use it, probably be mostly using it as like a disengage type tool in this game. Nazeebo goes too far forward, so able to flip him back. Beautiful work by Brunk there on the Kael'thas. Knows that I'm going to flip him backwards and aims the stun and all of his abilities very nicely. And we pick ourselves up a free Nazeebo kill. Again, that's the Q build for Diablo at work as well. Like setting up a gank from quite far away. You have to be very cognizant when you're playing against Diablo of standing near walls, right? You have to be very, very careful with that. We get ourselves a free Nazeebo kill, and this is definitely snowballing very much so in our favor. Falstad split soaking bot and mid to continue that XP climb and advantage. Right here we bust down the side wall, which is kind of setting me up for an engage. I'm gonna get Domination here in a second. Should have actually grabbed it already. I suppose it didn't matter in that sense, but Nazeebo walks way too far forwards, to be brutally honest. We're able to overpower him and then Q him. I don't know what he was doing, but he screwed up big time and he's dead again. Half damage on the keep, not too bad. Falstad is continuing to soak. We're now 3 levels up, which is excellent. And yeah, we can see there's a Zeratul there as well. Hello, friend. I'm looking to maybe engage over the wall, decide against it. Now they know we're here. Lucio goes too far forwards and we just blow him up. We could have queued him again after that, but there you go. Again, you could see just waiting patiently, then timing the Q so that we hit Lucio against the wall. Massive damage with that stun. We're up to, what is the bonus damage? We're up to 4% bonus damage, is that right? Oh no, so you only need to stack that quest 5 times. Sorry, the Q quest, it's only 5 times. That's huge. So we're doing 8% bonus damage. We're doing 13% of a hero's max HP whenever we queue them against the wall right now. That's a really big deal. And as you see, this game has been very one-sided. I don't think we've gone below like half health ever, pretty much, in any of the fights or anything like that. We've been pretty much completely safe. We've been able to get some good Diablo kills. But yeah, it's about like, it's very much so about understanding. Like you've seen me miss the ETC a couple of times and then I get a couple of good charges as well. It's about understanding the range and the knockback of your ability and then watching for heroes that move out of position and then you can really capitalize and blow them up. Yeah, and like again, playing against Diablo, you have to be very aware of that. Now, as you can see, there's multiple walls and flank points for you to get stuns off. And I mean, the shrines themselves have lots of walls too. So the shrines are fundamentally a pretty scary place to be if you're against a Diablo, which is part of why it's so strong. But yeah, our 3-level lead, thanks to Falstad split soaking and then us continuing to get kills here and there, is continued, which is a really, really big deal. Looks like they stage dive Falstad. Zeratul on the chase as well. Gust them away. I think he might have been able to bait them in a bit more. Gul'dan goes way too far forwards. We actually ironically interrupted his Horrify with that Q. But in that sense, you can see right there, the Gul'dan went too deep. And we were just using that to simply to... okay, looking for a Q opportunity here. Go for ETC, don't quite land it. And I didn't want to flip him back into our team because we were delayed by the VP. I wasn't sure if people would be there to follow up. So I held off on that one. But Yeah, that case against Gul'dan was purely using the Q for the displacement, because he's immobile, he's incredibly squishy when he's out of position, and just knock him back into our team. I just saw he positioned poorly. Knock him back towards the team and ensure that we get a kill on him. Luckily enough, funnily enough, it interrupted his Horrify cast. So, extra bonus for us. We can see Zeratul, stealth there to the left. We actually knock him out, which is good. Warning false that I don't think he's actually in danger, but just telling him no. Like, if Zeratul tries something, I'll just kill him, you know? Or we'll just kill him. Zeratil's here. Bit annoying there. I was like, oh, damn it. The idea was to knock him out of stealth. He didn't know I was there. Knock him out of stealth with W, then Q him against the wall. Now, we're just a little bit unlucky, a little bit like half a second too slow on throwing out that combo right there. And instead of hitting him into the wall, we like pushed him just south, just parallel to the wall. A nice trip, just seeing the whole wall in detail. And we weren't able to lock him down. But I think if I'd stun him against the wall, then we flip him with Overpower, stun him against the other wall. That's just straight up from the bonus damage from our level 13 quest. That's 30% of his max HP just gone. On top of the damage we're doing on top of that. He might have well died with that, so it would have been pretty damn strong. Gargantuan is down and still alive. He's doing a fair whack of damage, so we do need to be a little bit careful here. Falsehead finishes off the keep with a final basic attack. We're going to back off and just be happy with that smaller victory. ETC actually going in hard. Hello, friend. Bit of counter synergy there. Decent Apocalypse. We flip Zeratul back, get the kill on him. Go forward with Hellgate. I didn't mention that. And then stun Nazeebo against the wall. Just ensure that we can get the kill on him. Looking for Overpower on someone, anyone. Not going to get it. Gonna look for ETC. Once again, we just cannot stun this cow against the wall. He's like anti-wall ETC. It's got it's like beef repulsors on these walls. Just can't judge it right at all. It's pretty terrible. But anyway, there you go. With that final fight there, just a desperate engagement. Like, I don't know. Like, what are they trying to do there, really? Like, what's the goal of engaging us? We had level 20. They didn't. It dived us with the stage. Just desperation. They dived us and they just all died. It was just really dumb. But yeah, we grabbed Hellgate, as you saw at the end. We got MVP. I mean, like, literally, I think Diablo was the perfect pick. I think Diablo was the perfect pick here. I think we probably won this in the draft because they picked all spell damage heroes. We said, okay, if you pick all ability damage heroes, then suddenly our squishy team, I can just grab Diablo and have like insane high HP tank with crazy spell armor and all this. You can see we even did more damage, hero damage, than Falstad did. It's like, it's a great map for Diablo. It's like you're just asking for Diablo to be picked against you, and I happen to be fairly good, decent at Diablo, fairly good at him. So hey, it's a win-win. But yeah, we're just able to, we bring basically everything our team needed, right? Our team. If you look at our team, we had 3 assassins picked up first. Very squishy team with very little CC and lockdown. Okay, the enemy team, they picked all this ability damage. That just means I can pick Diablo, who's exceptionally tanky against ability damage dealers, is going to be this big bulky frontline that they can't kill, which really does so much to stop the squishiness of our team being a problem. And then he also brings huge amounts of CC. So yeah, I think he was the perfect pick. I think it showed we got MVP in the end because we just never came close to dying, and we did tons of damage because we were never close to dying. We never had to worry. We could just be as aggressive as we wanted to be, and it's completely fine, basically at all points. And yeah, there you go. I picked up, by the way, I didn't say it properly, but I picked up Hellgate at level 20. I think all of his level 20s are pretty good. Hellgate is very nice. It's got a super long cooldown now. It got nerfed. It's a 100-second cooldown, which is insane. But it's a huge talent. It's Bolt of the Storm with a free Apocalypse rune built into it. So for example, you could see me using it there in the final fight. The Apocalypse, I don't think it really hit anyone, but we were able to Hellgate in afterwards, which not only set down a rune kind of in the middle of where the enemy team would like to be after I blinked in, and then also put us in position to Q Nazeebo into the wall slightly to the north in that final fight. And then with that, he was just out of position. He was dead. The fight was basically over. But yeah, this is a fairly standard Diablo build, to be honest with you. Devil's Due is my preference at level 1. But in this case, again, because they had slow ability damage dealers, I picked up Bulwark to get 2 seconds additional 25 armor from our Shadow Charge, just to be extra tanky against all that slow damage they'd be doing, just to say, okay, I'm basically unkillable, and it worked really well. But Devil's Due is normally my go-to. From the Shadows at level 4, I think they're all good, but this is the one I like the best, and you can see why in this game. Just the extra range to engage, it can be surprising. It's just very scary to play against Diablo when he's got this talent, because he can come out of like nowhere and smack you up against that wall. He can set up, it opens up a lot more angles, and yeah, it's just a great talent as well. You can also use it to escape, you know, like Q to a minion or something. Though what I learned in this game was, hey, Q to a zombie in zombie wall, and you just smack and kill the zombie, and then you're still inside the zombie wall. Feels bad. Soul Shield at level 7. There's something to be said for Diabolical Momentum. There's definitely something to be said for that, but obviously against spell damage dealers, Soul Shield will be the go-to. Apocalypse then at level 10. Your standard enough go-to here for more CC and just zone control, things like that. It's quite a nice little talent. Obviously it synergizes better if your team has more CC and lockdown. For example, one of the things we could have done in this game, it didn't ever work out, but like if Falstad gusts the enemy team, we could then activate Apocalypse, and then when they're slowed by Gust, they can't get out of it. That could work really well. Or VP from Zeratul is another classic combo with Apocalypse. In this game, it was more of like a disengage, more of a zone control thing than actually stunning people, because they could just get out of it pretty easily. But still, I think it was still worthwhile and worked pretty well. Then 13 and 16, I love this combo. Devastating Charge, doing bonus max HP damage whenever you Q someone against terrain. And then at level 16, your Overpower resets the cooldown of your Shadow Charge, which is by default a 12-second cooldown. I think it's a long one. I think that's fantastic as well. It opens up some really cool combos. I don't know if I did them in this game, but obviously, you know, it makes it fairly easy to sometimes, you know, overpower someone over you, then charge them back into a wall and trigger that bonus damage from 13. That's pretty useful. It also displaces them quite substantially, right? Because you can overpower them and then charge them back into your team. I think we didn't use the talent to do it, but we did that against Nzebo on that top keep when we're pushing with the Punisher. He went too far forwards. We flipped him over our shoulder and then pushed him back into our team, and he was just dead from being displaced. It also opens up the QEQ combo, which is you shadow charge someone, then you overpower them, and then shadow charge them backwards. And it's just like, it locks them down for quite a while in the animations. And like, you're probably not going to trigger any real bonus damage off of it, or the stun from your Q. But I mean, still, it like locks them down and then it displaces them back towards your team a little bit. That can be a really nice way to lock people down and just to help your team kind of chase someone down and kill them. It can be pretty cool against like a Lucio or something like that. And then yeah, level 20 Hellgate, fairly standard, but you can choose anything at 20. I think they're all good. They're all good, but Hellgate will be the general go-to. And guys, that is Diablo, picked in pretty much the perfect circumstance for him. I think the final game of the season will be me playing Diablo, but I probably screw up a lot. It was funny, I think I played that game two games after this one, and I think you'll find it funny because I kind of go into that one still in the mindset from this game where I'm like, I am like unkillable Diablo, I'm a god, no one can touch me, I will kill all of you, tremble in fear. And then because they've got a much better team comp to deal with it, they just like keep killing me, because they're better players as well. I'm like, oh shit, I just keep screwing up because I'm still in the wrong mindset. I thought that was kind of funny. So you can look forward to seeing that game up tomorrow. And I will see all of you, then. We got one other game, by the way, between that. And this was the final Infernal Shrines video too, so don't worry about that. The next one will be Diablo and Dragonshire, which is... no, the next one is... We've got an Artanis game for you tomorrow, and then Diablo game, which will be on Dragonshire, which is the other sort of like best map for Diablo in my opinion. So I hope you will enjoy that. And I will see you all then. It'll be the final day of the Season 3 Road to Grandmaster. After that, we'll be moving into 2017, Season 1. So look forward to catching you all then. Bye-bye.